Hey there, folks. I'm Isaac, and I'm still a little sick.
And I'm Claire, and I always win Wordle.
And this is
Make That Game, where we pitch the latest,
the greatest
new video game ideas
that won't ever get made.
Yeah. So Isaac is sick, as he mentioned.
Yeah.
But we can't miss more than 2 weeks with y'all.
Yeah, it's too bad. And I did stream. And the stream was mostly fine. So, like, I should be able to make it through an episode, right? Even if I do sound bad. Do I sound froggy? I don't know.
Yeah.
I sound pretty bad. Okay,
yeah.
Sorry, listeners. Sorry you don't get my normal peppy voice.
It's okay.
I'm trying my best.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Plus, we have an editing whiz to just remove all the
you're going to sound froggy no matter what.
That's true. Oh, there's no button that you just press and it's
maybe
like,
there is.
Make sound healthy.
Maybe there is.
Oh, well, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
I was going to say work on that as if you are in any position in any company that does anything like that.
No, yeah, sorry, I can't work on that. But I did want to mention that we did stream on Saturday. So if you want to hear the stream, you can watch it on a replay on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@makethatgame, the @ symbol, make that game.
That should be going up soon. It's also a VOD on our Twitch channel. But
that's true. Yeah, you can find it on twitch.tv/makethatgame, I think for like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, something like that.
And then it will live on our YouTube channel forever and ever. So if you missed it, you can check it out.
Yeah.
We played, what was it called? Yeah, Spring Blades.
It's a fun little game.
Sure.
I intended to play Mosalina, but I couldn't get it to be anything other than the smallest window imaginable on stream. So I had to
pivot.
But it was a good pivot because that was a game and a half. We broke it wide
Spring
open.
Blades. Yeah, that was fun. You can see us analyze game design in real time. It's pretty cool. And you can see Isaac's big brain completely conceptualize the perfect way to play that game.
Like instantly. Like there was an item that as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, gonna need that one. And then we got it, and it turned out to be just as powerful as my initial instinct said. All right. So, do you have a game to pitch to me?
I do, but it's just a little. It's barely a game yet. It's more of like
that's the key thing.
An imagining. So, basically, the idea, and I can't decide who you're playing as, but the idea is supposed to be like review wars. And it's what we would call a game that would show up in the silly block. So thinking Untitled Goose Game, thinking Skeezy, thinking that kind of vibe.
Okay.
And it's basically like someone writes a bad review and then you go hunt them down.
And abuse and beat and kill them?
Maybe.
Okay.
But that's what I can't decide. I can't decide if the player character is a reviewer who has to escape the people they review, or if you're the business owner and you have to like hunt down people reviewing you.
A game with 2 modes.
That's your always go-to. I don't think so.
You don't think so? Not for this one?
No, not for this one.
All right. Well, then I would have to say it's probably more fun to be well, this is tough. I'm trying to step into the role of like the average person, which I'm not. As everyone knows, I'm so far above and beyond. I don't know what the average person would prefer to be, the reviewer.
Well, what would you prefer to be?
That's tough. I think I would like to be the reviewee taking vengeance on Karens.
Okay, because I was thinking, what if you were like the reviewer and you're hiding, and so you hit send and then immediately have to just start like bolting because someone's coming after you, and you have like a...
Okay, so like, every level starts with you doing it, and then like the level that it gives you like a 30-second timer. It's basically like a hide and seek sort of game where you have some amount of time to like prepare. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then the level actually starts, and it's like waves of like reviewers, and it's basically like zombies.
Okay.
That you get to like mow down? Or is that what you were envisioning?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
No, I was envisioning like you're the reviewer. You hit.
Oh, sorry. Reviewees, the people that you review, are the zombies.
No, it's just one person.
Oh, okay.
You send one review, then they're coming after you immediately. So you have to like run.
Okay.
And like navigate a course to avoid them because they're coming after you.
Okay.
And then the next level would be another review.
Okay. All right. Okay. Like, okay. And how do you envision the courses?
Like silly, like Goose Game. So it'd be like running through like a town. So like whatever main street the business is in, that would be where it would be.
Okay.
And
so you're like a traveling Yelper.
Yeah. And you have to like jump over carts and like avoid weird things, you know.
Okay. So are you imagining, do you know Subway Run?
The one that plays under TikToks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm kind of now picturing that kind of situation as for the actual gameplay.
I mean, I guess it wouldn't look anything like that though, because it's going to look like Untitled Goose Game, and it's going to be a little bit more variety going on than just what Subway Run does.
Okay.
I don't think you're picturing my game at all, and I don't know how to do it for you.
Well, yeah, because I'm asking, I'm like trying to extract gameplay because that's the part that you haven't really touched on.
Well, no, you're running, so you have to the faster you run after you hit send, you like get a head start.
Okay.
And then you're avoiding obstacles. Like that's the game. Like it's I guess auto scroller kind of, but like if you trip, then the guy's getting closer to you.
Okay. How close to like the Kirby Return to Dreamland auto scroller levels are we talking?
I guess pretty close.
Okay. So like 2D platformer.
No, but not 2D. It's 3D.
Okay.
It's like I guess it's like Dreamland 3D where it's like limited 3D. Like I want it to look like Skeezy, like Untitled Goose Game. So you're like
right. That's just
okay.
So are you talking about camera angle or like literally just graphical style?
Well, I'm imagining camera angle being weird and not what you're describing.
Okay. All right.
Like I kind of picture the person, like your player character facing you and running towards the screen so you can see the reviewer coming at you.
Okay. So a lot like Crash Bandicoot has a couple levels like that where like a boulder's coming at you and you're running towards the screen away from it. And I know you've never played Crash Bandicoot.
No, I've never played Crash Bandicoot.
But that's the closest. And I had a couple like Game Boy games and earlier which had like the same kind of setup where like a Triceratops would be chasing you. It was like a Jurassic Park Lost World game. So that's okay. Now I've got an idea. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so that's Review Wars.
That's Review Wars. So you send a review.
Yeah.
And then you dash.
And then the more reviews you get to send, the better you do.
All right. I like it. I'll give you $2 million.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Is that the normal budget for that kind of game?
I feel like it's got to be maybe even less than that.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of games get by on like a tiny budget.
Well, the game's like that, designed like that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've got a game idea for you. Let's see if I can get through it successfully.
Yeah.
It's called Assassin Warrior, and it is a game where, all right, so it's level based. It's divided into different stages. Every stage, you start off, your Assassin Warrior is in an area. You have a target that is clearly labeled, and there is like a bunch of stuff going on the stage. You get to monitor for a time period, like you have the ability to like watch things unfold from your it's an omniscient view where you can see everything on the stage, but like the theming is that you're watching what's happening as the warrior assassin. So like you get, let's say 30 seconds per stage or something just to see how things like casually go on a normal loop, and then you have to like determine an entire path. Basically, the world pauses, time stops, then you determine the path that your assassin is going to take without actually getting any input or feedback on what's happening. So like, let's say you're in like a ceiling duct or something. I know ducts don't work like that, but you drop down and then you like throw shurikens and then...
What's that?
Shuriken is like the little ninja throwing star.
Okay.
So you drop down and then you throw shurikens like as you're falling down. Like you get to pick like which point while you're falling that you get to throw them. They hit guards or whatever, like buttons on the wall that you're aiming at, and like hitting those buttons opens up doors that then you can like plan to run through and then like take out a sword and like cut your target in half or something. And then, then you press the play button and you see how your plan actually plays out. So it's all pre-planning.
So how do you do that?
So it would be a lot of basically drawing paths with like your mouse, I'm envisioning.
Okay.
Drawing a lot of paths with your mouse, and then like you can put I'm imagining almost like a visual programming language. Like you put the paths that you move, and then you can drag and drop like nodes onto it, where like you drop an attack node and then you like give it a direction and like a number of attacks or something, and then that will say like when you hit this point you will attack in that direction.
That's one of the most unique, I think, game design like mechanics we've come up with on this podcast yet.
Wow. Well, yeah, I try really hard here, but yeah, I mean, there's not much more to it. Like, there's obviously a ton of obstacles that you can do with it. Like, you can have different guards. You can have things that you wouldn't necessarily see while observing that come up like during the run. That
like
then
surprises.
Yeah. And I want there to almost be like, here's my mini discussion.
Well, do we have a discussion? Because
I don't have a real discussion, but I'm also too sick
to
actually do a full discussion. I think so. Here's my mini discussion.
Okay.
I wanted this game to like have a limited number of tries per level, but obviously that I don't think that's good game. That's not feels good for the player to be like, this level has like a 4 par, and or I guess it wouldn't be par if you only get 4 attempts. Like if you only get 4 attempts, and like in order to do it again, you have to like reinstall the game because it saves.
Yeah, no, that would be terrible. No one would like that.
But like, I don't know, maybe there is game design space for something like that.
I think only online.
Only online? Oh, like...
So it would almost be like, so as I mentioned in the intro, I've been playing a lot of the New York Times word games, and those come out once a day. Like you get a new game once a day.
Oh, okay. So like having like, actually, this is actually perfect because there are a lot of games that have like a daily or a weekly mode.
Right.
Like Nuclear Throne, roguelikes like to do this, where like you can play like against a leaderboard, so like every player gets like the daily, and then you try to do it in the best time. You only get like 1 attempt at it sometimes. So like if the game had like a story mode where you could infinite attempts, whatever, but then it also had daily challenges, and then you could compete against other players to get like the lowest par.
Yeah, I think the daily challenge, the reason it works is it has to be online, like you said, for like the competitive factor, and also like it's only available this day. So it's like a different course every day. Because if you bought a game and then you could only play each level 4 times, that would feel like a waste of money.
That is true. Yes. And boom. We just worked through it, folks, because I was struggling with that, because I was like, because like the pre-planning aspect of it doesn't feel as important if you can just infinitely play through a level infinite times and like basically get infinite observation through just messing with things.
But I mean, that's
like
part of the fun of video games, though.
That is, but yeah.
Don't take the fun away.
No, you're right. You
Just need 2 player modes. That's your favorite thing to do.
Folks, it is. Folks, it is.
So that's all we have for discussion today? You can't maintain it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, you're the one who's got to edit this, so.
I was going to talk a little about the game we played on stream, but for a discussion, but I guess we can save that for next week, maybe. Yeah.
Let's save that for next week. And also, I mean, we did a lot of, unless you had specific questions that you came up with.
Well, I guess I was thinking, like, can we fix that problem? It's the Pokemon problem, is what I'll call it.
Okay. Stay tuned next week, folks, where we will be talking about
can we fix
the Pokemon
problem? Yeah, which if you want to watch the stream beforehand so you have more context for what we're talking about, you can. And yes, we do go into quite a lot of detail about game design and like as we live play the game, which is pretty fun to listen, I think, to listen to. I think we did a good job, if I don't say so myself.
We tried.
But if you get that context, and then we'll probably go into more like, because we were talking more about what it's like. I think what I want to discuss is what it is there a solve for it? Can we like solve to make a game in that style, not do what it did? So the Pokemon problem, tune in next week for the Pokemon problem. Well, in that case, if we're having just our little mini discussion about daily games, then I guess it's time for the rapid fire round. And that is where we will find 3 random words. We're going to create a game idea based on those 3 words, and we only have 5 minutes to do so.
And I've got the timer ready.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to start the timer in 3, 2, 1, now.
Intelligence, horror, mosquito. This game rates itself, I think, because it's a horror game where there's a very intelligent mosquito trying to get you, and I think that's terrifying.
Oh, I thought you were the intelligent mosquito.
Oh.
The horror is that you have to dodge the giant enemies that keep trying to swat you, but they're also your only source of food, so you have to approach them and harvest resources.
I guess the
from
food
them.
part makes that way more interesting. I just thought a giant mosquito who's really, really smart was terrifying. So
that's actually in Valheim. They're not super smart, but there's late game enemies that are mosquitoes, and due to some quirks in the system, they can kind of spawn super close to low level areas. So like you'll just be walking around and suddenly a mosquito will come up behind you and like one shot you, and they're super fast, super strong, super health. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. That's a completely different game than our game. What else do we do? Or do we have it?
What was it? What did we land on?
Well, I don't know if you agreed with the are the mosquito flying around. Well, I like
the fact that like you have to collect resources from your enemies. So basically, like you can't just hide or something.
Yeah.
What's the gameplay look like?
So you're flying around, buzzing around. You have to approach these guys. I'm imagining like resource nodes. Like you'll see like red glowing spots, and like that's the best spot to bite. So you have to land on them. You have to extract as much resources as possible, and also take off on time. So, like it's kind of a risk reward management kind of situation where, like, yes, you can land on a juicy spot, you can extract resources, but you only have a limited time before the hand smacks down and kills you.
One more time. You only have a
limited amount of time before the hand comes down and smacks you.
Okay. And then what's the intelligent part that comes in? How is this mosquito more intelligent than the average mosquito?
That's I forgot about that part because it's player because it's the player. Is that not allowed?
No, it's got to be smarter than that.
Maybe we use advanced AI models to have the hand act realistically.
No, but then that's okay. So the enemies are more intelligent. I thought we were going. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm sad. I want an intelligent mosquito.
Okay, well, I mean, it's a kind of intelligent mosquito if a player's controlling it. No,
I think that's a stretch.
Okay.
What if it has a larger storyline? So like it's trying to collect blood, not just to eat, but also to make experiments. And
okay, it collects the blood, and as it gets more blood, it gets more human-like intelligence, and then it ends with it making an alliance with humans.
Okay, and no, not an alliance. It takes over the world. That's
evil.
Evil. Okay, that's what's more fun.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right, we gotta name it.
Skeeter Peter.
No.
Peter Skeeter?
No thanks.
Okay. Skeeter Eater.
No, you're the mosquito.
Okay, fine. Skeetin' and Eatin', the mosquito game.
All right, yes, that one I'll give.
Oh, okay, we're doing that one?
I like that
All right,
one.
boom. Skeetin' and Eatin', the mosquito game. 45 seconds left. All right, let's go into round 2. Are you ready?
Almost.
All right.
Lost the tab, folks. All right, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
situation, home, table.
I'm sick, so I'm going to let you take
Okay.
the lead on this one. Rest my voice.
Great, because this one basically reminds me of my least favorite thing in which is dinner scenes. So, because home, table, and situation.
In video games?
No, in movies.
Oh, okay.
I hate when people have like an extended scene around dinner. It's the worst. And situation, home, table makes me think of like you're at a dinner table with your family and there's a situation, right? Like that's all I think about. So.
A talkie game? Our favorite brand?
Yeah, I think it's a talkie game. Maybe it's like you have to try to get through dinner without arguments. So it's more like a moderation game.
So like one of your family members says something and then you have to
temper the anger, but like it could get funny. I guess my brain is just stuck on silly games because I'm imagining like it can get very like, people are throwing food at each other and that if you fail, but the goal is to like select the correct. So obviously, with a talkie game, you're selecting options to like the correct words to help calm each individual person. And then also maybe a fun little like based on the game that we were playing with the bar that moves back and forth, there could be like a tone part. Oh. So like you pick what you have to say, but depending on what you say, tone is hard. So like you pick the words and that's part of it, but then you have to like on a moving bar select tone, and depending on what words you pick, the tone could be harder to pull off to make it not sound like condescending or sarcastic or all that stuff. So
patronizing. Okay, I like that a lot.
So that's the game.
All right, and the name is The Dinner, the Game, or The Dinner, comma, or The Dinner, colon, the movie, colon, the game.
The game, yes. The Dinner, the movie, the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Based on that movie about one dinner scene.
I think that's My Dinner with Andre. That's the name.
Wait. The name of our game is My Dinner with Andre?
No, the name of the movie is My Dinner with Andre.
Oh, no, there's a movie called The Dinner.
Oh, well, there's also
Remember we watched the last scene of it and like it ends, spoiler alert for the movie The Dinner. I'm pretty sure it's just called The Dinner.
Oh.
Ends up with somebody getting shot in the parking lot.
Yeah, but there's a lot of movies actually that are just like it takes place over one dinner. Like that's like a thing.
12 Angry Men.
Kind of. It's like that falls in the same category, I think. It's not dinner, but it's like might as well be, right?
Yeah. It's a bunch of people at a table.
Yeah, and that's my least favorite genre.
In one room for the entire movie? Yeah.
Well, that's the game.
All right. Are we actually calling it The Dinner, the movie, the game?
Well, now that I know it's based off of The Dinner, I don't really want to.
Okay, so we got to come up with something new.
Okay. Table Talkin, food, family food fight, family feud fight, family dynamics, the table game.
Wait, Table Talkin' Family Food Feud?
Yeah. Table Talkin' Family Food Feud.
All right. There we go.
There we go.
1 minute and 34 seconds left on the clock. That's a good name.
That's a good name.
That's a title name.
We did it.
I think
so.
That'll pull people in.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was just such a good game idea and name that I think we're done. I think that's the last.
I'm dying out here.
Yeah, we gave it a try. I don't know. Maybe we came back to the mics too soon for poor little Isaac.
Well, I'll be better. Don't worry. Next week we'll be talking about Spring Blades. We'll be having a good time. I won't be coughing.
I love the optimism. Yeah. Anyway, well, that's our game, and that's our show. And if you want to find us on social media, we're at Make That Game Pod on most social media. You can also email us, makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com, for game ideas you want read on the pod, game discussion ideas that you want us to talk about, questions about games, or games you think we should play and talk about. You can also catch us on streams. So if you go to twitch.tv/makethatgame and follow us, you'll get notified when we go live. We are streaming once a month in this year. So check us out in our May stream. We don't have the date yet, but it'll probably be not the first week of May because that's so soon. And if you heard a game today that you think needs to exist, we encourage you to get out there and make that game.